T2 Titan Fitness camera, kids. Check it out. So I just got this. And before I waste anyone's time, let me just tell you who this is not for. Okay. In my humble opinion, of course, if you're lifting more than 400, if you're a 405, 500 and up lifter, I don't think this is for you. I think it can take it, but I don't think the rack is designed for that kind of abuse. I think it's gonna move on you. The J cups are not meant for that kind of weight, so you might have to upgrade that. Also, if you're into the aesthetics of your power rack, this won't be for you because this is very basic, no frills, very solid, high quality, but it doesn't have, the big Iron Forged logo that you put on there to tell all your friends how cool it is. You're not gonna see it on the CrossFit Games anytime soon. So again, if you're into the coolness of how a power rack looks, you're not gonna like this. Okay, so for everyone else, you home gamers lifting or happy to lift, anything under 400 on any lift, you're gonna be very happy with this rack because for a little bit over 300 bucks delivered, it's quite impressive. One of my favorite things is that the width inside the cage allows you to perform really wide stance squats. I mean, I'm 5'8", and if I spread my feet even beyond a sumo stance, let's call it that way, I still don't touch the feet bars, the foot bars on the rack. So if that's something that you are looking for, you're really gonna like this rack. It's very, very wide. I've seen home equipment, value equipment in the past that is very narrow. You get in, and as soon as you spread your feet for a squat set, you're touching the edge of the equipment. So that I really like. Pull-up bar, shy of 7 feet, very stable. The knurling on the bar, I don't know that we can even call it knurling. It's, there's a little pattern in there, and then it's painted over. So, it's no different than something you would find at a park. A monkey bar style, maybe a step above that because there is some knurling there, but it's not like your bar. By the way, for my home setup, I chose to go, less expensive with the power rack and invested a little more money on the bar. This one is a Rogue bar. Yes, I know it's the Bella bar, but I just wanted it for the thinner grip, and it's also shorter, so it's easier to store. But that's where I invested a little more. I have some plates coming too. I wasn't quite ready for this stay-at-home deal, but I'll be okay once the rest of my equipment arrives. You're here for the T2 review. Not a whole bunch to say except it's a nice rack. It's very solid. It's delivered in 3.5 weeks from the day that I ordered. And word of advice: if you can get away with it, go with the full height T2. Don't go with the short one. I know you save a few dollars there, but the short one is very short. Okay, pull-ups are gonna be very tough. Putting bands and stuff over it, it's just very, very short. If you have no option because of low ceiling or other reasons, then get it. It's a great product, the short version. But if you can, go with this one. Go with the full height. Lastly, I also want to caution you. There is a review out there by Coop I think that's his name. Awesome YouTuber, awesome equipment reviews on his channel. I think his channel is called Garage Reviews or Garage Equipment Reviews. He compares the T3 Titan Fitness rack to a Rogue rack. Excuse me. And in the comparison, you can tell he hasn't tightened up the bolts of the Titan rack. And when he grabs it, he says something along the lines of, you know, this one's not as stable as the Rogue, and he shakes it in a way where it sounds like it's gonna fall apart in his hand. Don't be fooled by that. He didn't tighten those bolts because the T2, which is a tier less than the one he's looking at, once the bolts are tight, it's tight and it's stable. Is it as stable as $1,000 Rogue power rack? Probably not. I have an uneven floor, and so I have a little bit of play there, but it's not the rack. It's the floor giving away a bit of a gap in there. And once I put the mats in the right place, might even shimmy for leveling, that thing is going to be rock solid. Also, the T2 doesn't bolt into the floor. It has the Bigfoot style bottom. The T3 has the independent feet, and I believe that one does bolt into the floor if you need to. But again, don't be fooled by that review, because it might lead you to believe that the Titan racks are low quality and loose the way it looks in this video. Is very deceiving, and I wish that Coop would add a note on that video or something, because it's not right. It comes across again as if that Titan rack is just gonna explode because he shook it a little bit, and the reason is the bolts are not tight. But I can tell you, without weighing this one down, we did pull-ups. We threw some weights around it, and it's fine. It's solid. It's not gonna go anywhere on you, and so highly recommend it. T2 regular height if you can. The short version, it's fine too if you have to, but read those specs, because you might not like how short that is. And then of course, if you need even more height than the T2 regular height, then go T3. Solid equipment. Again, for a value rack, I'll tell you though up front, there are some blemishes on the equipment. There's areas where they're banged up, in transport or as it made its way into packaging. Welding is kind of messy here and there. Those are things you wouldn't see on a Rogue equipment or an Elite FTS or any of the high-end stuff. But for me, this is a beater rack. It's gonna live outside. If it has issues, I'm gonna throw paint on it, whether it's Rust-Oleum paint or the outdoor coating paint, for the job that it's going to do here at my house. It's perfect. I don't think I could have done any better for a little bit over $300. Best of luck. Questions, put them on the comments. I'll try to answer, but you can't go wrong. Solid equipment. Thank you, Titan Fitness, for helping us home gamers get some kind of a gym going during these times. And best of luck, guys and girls. Be safe. Get your workouts in. Gosh, I need to fit into my pants before we go back to work, so I gotta get to it here in a few minutes. Thanks for stopping by.